of Tobago, thank you so much for returning. I promised I would stay, and I'm here. And I see that you came back to just kick it with me and just, have a nice time. And I get the chance, I'm going to say it again, I get the chance, this wonderful opportunity to speak with such wonderful young ladies. Miss Tobago 2024 is live and direct, and it is closely creeping upon us, and these young ladies are getting ready to really showcase, represent well. And so my next guest is Miss Patience Hill 2024. Dejah Vincent joins us on Brunch, a Taste of Tobago. Dejah, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here, because you came and you sat and you're waiting your turn, and I just love it. I'm loving the poise. I'm loving the confidence. I'm just loving it all. But Dejah, what inspired you to start this journey to become a part of this competition?
Well, good morning, Tobago. My inspiration was it's a very funny story. I was actually by a street vendor, and this guy approached me. He looked at me, and when someone jump out to you, you're kind of suspicious now, given the times that we're living in.
Yes.
And he was like, "You ever thought of modeling?" I watched him and say yes. He said, "You have the feet just for it." I smiled at him. I said, "Thank you." He's like, "I'm doing Miss Tobago this year for you guys. I was wondering if you would have been interested in coming out and taking part in it." At first, I told him no. He was like, "You didn't even think about it?" I was like, given the history and what takes part when coming to these type of events, knowing that is all about who know you or who you know, and not everyone, even if you have what it takes to do it, even if you have it, you're not going to always be given a fair chance at doing it. So seeing that happen year long is like, maybe I won't fight up with it. I already changing course in what I want to do with my life. Maybe I'll just close that chapter. However, he said, "Think about it." He gave me the paper. I looked at it. I read it over. I said, gave me the date and everything. I said, "I tell him I could come in. I could come." So I decided that I would have presented myself at his launch.
Right.
And 3 months later, I'm here.
And that is such a wonderful story, because I just made the point that you never know who's looking. You never know who's watching. And we had a bit of a yin and yang moment there, because you said that may not always be a good thing. And I counteracted you and I said, yeah, sometimes it actually is a good thing, because you never know who's watching and seeing the potential that you have. And so jumping out at you and, saying to you, "Okay, I'm doing this and I think you should be a part of it," that is seeing something in you that you probably stopped seeing in yourself, or probably didn't think that it was there anymore. Because we all have challenges. We all have so many things that happen that are not really nice. And then we have to either decide if we're gonna let life wrap us up or if we're gonna rock with it. And this is one of those moments where you decided to rock with it. And here you are today,
Smiling
Miss
at you.
Dejah Vincent. But Dejah, tell me about how you feel that you have grown since embarking on this particular journey. Did you sense growth in yourself as a person?
I would
How do you
say
feel?
I have.
Yeah.
This isn't my first personality show. I have actually competed in Miss Heritage Personality twice.
Right.
So the training that I would have gotten previous to now is just brushing up on what I have already encountered.
Been exposed to.
Yes.
Right.
It's all about confidence, self-awareness, knowing what is for you and what is not, what you feel good doing and what you don't. I have had a lot of doubts within myself, not from what persons were saying, because persons looking at me is like, you could do this, you could do this. I've always been saying it.
Right.
But for me, it was always like, I look in the mirror and it's like, you don't want to do this? Do you want to do this? Miss Mom, you sure?
And having that self-talk.
Yeah, I always have to. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. You're not going to cancel. You're not going to say you're no longer coming. You're going to do it. And having that within me, I would say, played a big part in me actually interacting with persons and knowing how to turn on and turn off.
Yeah. And self-control is so important, because as you grow into confidence, you get that awareness that, okay, I know what I want. I know what I want to do. I know where I want to be. But also your delivery of certain things you might say or certain actions may not it may not sit well with everyone. It may not come across as you want it to come across.
Yes.
So you're in that space where self-control is so important. Yeah, and like for instance, me, I always get in trouble for my mouth because
yes, I know the reason.
Yeah, I do, and guys, I keep it real. I do sometimes get in trouble for it because I believe I need to say something if something doesn't feel right, but not every time should be that time.
Yes.
So you pick your battles.
Yes, you have to. You have to pick your battles.
Yeah, you have to. Tell me about your personal style. If you had to give a name to what your personal style is, what would that be?
A name to my one personal style? I'm a person that I dress for the occasion. Though I would prefer baggy jeans or biker shorts, oversized tee with sneakers on my feet. You invite me to a cocktail and I'm showing up in a stunning dress and some stilettos. I'll give you a different Dejah.
Yeah, different
definitely
vibe.
Give you a different Dejah. It's gonna be like, this is the same Dejah that I was seeing. Like, I don't feel so put here.
So that's like a Bago chic. If I could put a label, because it's saying so much about you as a Tobagonian daughter, and then you can switch it up at a moment's notice. So you can't even have a label. So it's just Bago chic.
Yes.
So
that sounds great.
You can pattern that. Give me some of the royalties when you become a mega supermodel and they ask you your style and they say, well, oh, my style is Bago chic. Yeah, I'll take some of that earning. Talents and skills. What would you be embarking on for the talent segment of the program?
If I had my way, I'd probably show up playing football for you because I'm a sports fanatic. If it's allowed. Yes. If not, I'm going to definitely play the steel pan. The steel pan for me stands out because it's the vibes that it gives, you know, when you're performing for someone or persons, a whole crowd, and you see their reaction as the music transcends to them. When the pan stick hits the steel pan, you know that it just gives you a rush. It's just like, wow, I am doing this. So I'll definitely choose the pan.
Yeah.
However, because, well, you know that most talents that the other delegates might choose would be dancing or singing. Or if they're playing an instrument, is either the flute or the violin. So I think that me playing the steel pan is something that's going to stand out.
Yeah. It's a unique instrument. I can't even put into words how unique it is. If I tried, I would be here all day. So I'm not even going to do that. But in terms of community issues, what is one social or community issue that you would tackle if you had to have a discussion and an initiative towards it? What would you speak about?
I would definitely speak about the youths, because we know the youths are our future, but oftentimes you hear, sorry for the generation that's coming up. And I no longer want to be sorry for them. We want to put things in place where we could we know we're in hands of persons who is going to take Tobago to another level. You know, I don't want to decide that I'm going to start a family and I'm hearing persons, oh, I'm sorry for the generation that's to come when I'm gone. I don't want to be sorry for my offspring that I don't. So I will think that starting with the youths now, ensuring that they know that they matter, finding the skills and anything that they are passionate about, giving them that key to start.
Yes.
They have it, you work on it, because I believe everyone is capable of doing something. Everyone would not fit into the field of sports. You'd fit into the field of music. You have all these, just finding what suits them and working on it. That's one of the things I would definitely embark on.
I think so. And I love the fact that you're willing to have that conversation that others are not. We love to see our young people not doing this, they're not doing that, they're only fighting, Yeah, we hear it all the time.
Same thing over and over.
So why not change that narrative and invite a different result? Just changing the narrative is going to do so much more in terms of what the result is or the outcome is.
Yes.
Yeah, and I love the fact that you want to touch on that because our young people get a bad rep too many times to mention. And so someone needs to change that or put the wheels in motion so that change can happen. What would you say to the persons watching if you had to inspire someone today, Dejah? What would you tell them?
Have a dream. You believe in yourself. No one else could doubt you. You are your biggest block. If it is that you have in you what it takes to do it, do it. Don't let anyone say otherwise. It's between you and God.
I love it. And do you think that fashion is a form of self-expression? Do you see that as a form of self-expression?
Yes, I do. I do. A lot of times you would see persons, they would dress to how they feel, how they want to carry about themselves. You would, as we just said, Bago chic. You would see someone and you'd be like, yes, that person, that's their way of saying, this is me and this is what I am and what I stand for.
Yes. I absolutely love you guys. For the young ladies who graced the brunch set, I love your energy. I love your enthusiasm. You sit well. You speak well. You represent well. You guys know what you want. And when I was your age, I didn't know what I wanted. And I'm being real about that. The 20s came and just whooshed on by. And then we're looking to ourselves and, okay, what am I doing? Why am I in this position? So this is like a platform that there's so many positives that come out of it.
Yes.
Yeah, and some of the persons that you got to work with.
Yes.
Tell me just a bit about, I know you're going to say Christopher Nathan, and I know you're going to say Miss Ricia Lindo, but how was it working with them on a daily training? What was a daily training day event like?
Well, I noticed that a lot of the delegates would have known who Christopher Nathan is.
Yeah.
As I said before, the guy that approached me was indeed Christopher Nathan, and I had no idea who he was. So